Thanks for joining us this week on DezignWorks TV. Today we're going to talk about a new module that's inside the DezignWorks Mesh Modeler. Mesh Modeler has been out now for several years, but now we've added a new tool that actually lets you find features in a mesh. It's one of the first in the world to ever do this, and let's show you how it works. So DezignWorks is integrated right inside SolidWorks, and there's a tab. In this case, it's a Mesh Modeler. This is mainly for people that like handheld scanners. In our other module, Unlimited, it has a tab for this as well, but it's more for like articulating devices. So one of the great things about DezignWorks, you can load very large meshes. Now this mesh isn't super large, but this just gives you an idea. Load mesh. This is under our some of our demo files. We're going to go in here to our prismatic, and what it is a complex motorcycle cover. Cuts, extrudes, all kinds of tough things in it. So let's go ahead and grab that. You'll see it's about 46 megs of data. You see this file here, this gear is 250. DezignWorks gets around loading large files because of our unique way we can load data compared to SolidWorks. You couldn't load nothing like this with the normal SolidWorks load STL. So in this case, we've already aligned it. DezignWorks Mesh Modeler has all kinds of tools for aligning meshes, cleaning up, and things like that. So you can see this is a pretty complex part. The current Mesh Modeler tools for finding features is mainly prismatics. We'll be adding availability to do that for surfacing in the fall of 2024. So let's go ahead here and open up the mesh features. So with all the other products on the market, you would actually paint and maybe create a feature at a time, or paint around it with brushes. We have those tools because then sometimes you need them. What's unique about this is we can find all the features on this part. So let's first take a look at how we would find them. I want to go ahead and make it normal to like the front plane. So in this case, I can make a plane here, or what I want to do is to show you the integration. I'm going to turn on the front plane for a second. I want my wizard to actually look at features from the bottom up. And I can tell it bottom up, top down, whatever. Because the bottom of this wasn't scanned, and I want to make sure it goes through here. So now I can go into my mesh features. And notice it adds it to my tree. So I'm going to come over here and say CAD plane 1. And I'm going to go to my feature wizard. Now, this isn't finding regions or something like that in pretty colors. This is finding real features. Over here, I can adjust it. Right now, I have it set for extrudes, cylinders, and cones. Features will be added to surfaces. So I have it set to look from the very bottom of the part to the top, and look for anything that's got even up to a 5-degree draft. So I'm going to say Start Search. So again, that's not a pretty color that we just painted here. Notice over here, it's finding features in a mesh. DezignWorks has its own mathematical engine, and that's why we can do these kind of things. We do not use the math engines everybody else uses. We developed our own starting in 2024, and we've been perfecting it. So let's take a look here. There's 30 features in here. Could you imagine using the other people's products? You got to paint something, add. It would take forever. This, by doing it hand-wise with other products, we've timed it. It's a good hour and a quarter job to do this. Now, if you wanted to show off, and you could pick all these at once, but let's say you wanted to group some of these. I may want to work on it separately. I can pick just the extrude and say create a feature. Now, something really cool is some of our user feedback. They wanted to group things. So a lot of these holes over here are very similar. So if you go down here, you notice this cylinder. This one is a 3.94. That's one of those bigger ones. Maybe you want to build that one too. Create. But what if you wanted to start grouping these? So you can see it tells you there's extrude cuts in here. And here starts some cylinders. This cylinder here is about 980. But there's a group of these very similar in size. So as you get down here, this group here is 530, 520. They're probably pretty similar. Let's group these. And we can say combine these three features. And then we go down through here, and this group here seems to be about 400. And we can continue to look at them because you can pick them. Here's another one down here and one here, because a lot of people like to keep all their sketch data together. And here's another one. So we can group these because it tells me what they are. And here's one here. So let's say combine these 9. So you can see you can keep your tree very small. And let's create those 9 features and write them out to SOLIDWORKS. So we can control how we want the tree to react. In this case, we grouped all the similar holes, and then we did the cuts and the outside extrude on their own. But again, this part would take you a good hour, hour and a half to do this. Now that we have those, we can come back in and do the cuts. Now remember, we could have did the whole thing and showed you that, but you'd think it's all voodoo magic. But I wanted to show you how you could group all this. So here's our cuts, here's our solids, and we group things. Here's something really nice. Go back into Mesh Features. We'll tell it to look at it by this plane 1. It knows to stay away from existing CAD bodies. So here's what we know has been already created. You don't have to guess and paint and do all that. We can tell it to go back in, do the feature wizard. We'll tell it the plane we want. Now it's going to find all the other data that hasn't been created yet. And it knows to stay away from a certain amount because over here you can avoid features and tell it the distance. So here I'm going to say start search. And it's going to find all the other features we didn't create. There were 16. So it found all those other features. And again, when we show you this, these can all be dimensionally changed. We don't waste your time making splines or polylines that you can't change. These are all lines and arcs. Now, if you wanted sketches with splines and polylines, you could make them, but we make lines and arcs so you can fully edit the changes. So let's go ahead here. You'll see it colors everything. We'll pick all the rest of the existing features. Create 16. It's really that fast. And now we'll say build it. So it's going to add to the tree. And everything is fully editable. There's nothing on the market like this. So as we spoke about this, we said it's fully editable. Let's go ahead and show you. So let's take a look at one of these cutouts. So let's go up here and in the SOLIDWORKS tree, and there's the mesh. So we can do a show hide mesh. Spin this around. Let's go and show you. These are all lines and arcs. So here's the cut. Here's the sketch. Edit sketch. You could have fully defined it. We left it blank. But what if you want to start dimensioning it? You can. That's the beauty of this. It's not some spline that you got to drag around and have some curvature comb, something like that. It's already done for you. We utilize this product on a daily basis, so we understand about using splines and things. It's so painful to do it that way, but unfortunately, that's how most of the people do it. They never took the time to go ahead and make lines and arcs. So again, you can change everything about this. If you didn't want it to go all the way through, again, you could go over here to any of these features and change them. So now that we built this, how do we know if it's right? DezignWorks has a built-in validation tool. Let's go feature to mesh validation. And let's just do Windows Control A. Tell me about everything. So we're going to fully adjustable heat map, balloons, and I can write our report to Excel. So here we have it set to plus or minus 10. We could actually make it smaller. Let's check our accuracy. Shown green. even these edges. And you can pull these and tug these all around wherever you want them. It's going to be as accurate as your scanner is. So you can see, this is wonderful. I mean, it's a great part. It's within specs. You can save out 8 different views with different balloons. You can add more to it. Save it out. Now we can go ahead and push it to Excel. We'll say create report. And all this is included in the mesh modeler. I believe you can have up to 26 pages now in Excel for the data. So the standard deviation is 1,006/10. There was a mean there of 2, and the mean was also 3. Here's your image sheets. And you can put all this together. You actually can have on here who the user was, organization, everything's in here. We'll close Excel, back to DezignWorks. So there you have it, the world's first fully integrated automatic feature recognition for SOLIDWORKS. Check us out. Have a great day.